Hello and welcome to the International Translation Day festivities here at ProZ.com. And if you're watching this later on my YouTube channel, then hello and welcome back to the Freelanceverse. My name is Adrian, I'm a German translator, originally from Switzerland, now living in Brussels, in Belgium. And I also have a YouTube channel, as I just mentioned, called the Freelanceverse, where I share one video per week, every Monday at 6 p.m, all around freelancing, languages, linguistics. So if that's something you're interested in, or probably if you're here, make sure to check it out. It's an honor to be invited back to the ITD by ProZ. Thanks so much for making this happen. I was here last year talking about freelancer fears. This year I want to go a bit away from fears or maybe like re-engineer fears a bit. I want to talk about how you can become a future-proof translator. Unfortunately, this year I'm not available to be there in person for a Q&A session, so I hope you can still get some value from this recording. So over the next couple of minutes, I want to share my top 10 tips on how you can prepare yourself to be future-proof as a language specialist. Now, what does it mean to be future-proof? First of all, I want to really emphasize one thing. When I speak of future-proof, I'm speaking of the near future. I'm speaking of 10 to 15 years into the future. I don't think there's a point in even talking about 20, 30, 50 years from now, because technology and digital advancements, technological advancements are so extremely fast and exponential. We can't even imagine what will be in 30 years, right? So for me, there's no point in thinking about that. What we can prepare for is the next decade. So whenever I'm speaking future, just know that I'm talking 2020s into the early 2030s. So preparing for this presentation, I wrote down a definition for me, what it actually means for me to be future-proof. Being a professional language service provider that is not afraid to adapt to new challenges and that is always at the forefront of new developments with an ambition for highest quality and the audience needs in mind. So a lot of it is packed in there. It's kind of like a mission statement for me, right? So how can you get there? Whether you're a translation student, a recent graduate, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years in the industry, we're all facing the same challenges. We are all practicing the same thing. We have the same goals, common struggles, common ambitions, and I think we can learn a lot and benefit a lot from that as a community. So let's get into the top 10. Number 10, lifelong learning. Lifelong learning is anyway super important as a freelancer, but nowadays even more, I feel like. Industries and technologies evolve so quickly, so it's very important to stay up to date and stay aware of the latest trends and tools, because you can always become more productive, more profitable if you apply the correct tools in the correct areas. I myself need to improve in that as well, because once you have a stable normal workflow, you tend to stick with that, right? But suddenly you realize, someone told me recently, if you do something for 3 times in one day, you should automate it. And that really stuck with me, because now whenever I do something for many times, I'm like, can I automate this somehow? And of course you then need to research a bit, but lifelong learning changes your game completely when you really apply that, when you set time per week, per day, per month aside for learning, for personal development, professional development. Go to conferences, talk to people in the industry, learn from webinars, watch YouTube. That's what I do basically on 1.25 speed always. You can get one more video in if you do that. So yeah, lifelong learning, number 10. Number 9, market research. Really do your research. If you're just working normally as a translator, you go into this box and you just wait for jobs that kind of come from an agency. You do it, you earn some money, and you feel like, okay, this is good, I can pay my bills, right? But this is not what is gonna provide you with a stable future. It's not what's gonna put you on the next level in the future. You really need to be proactive. So what I do often is I do market research on social media, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, for example. I look what is popular in the industry, what trends are happening, what niches. For example, in my niches, IT and sports, I always look for the newest thing in sports, like what is happening right now there. Can I apply my knowledge there somehow? If something is huge in the US or in the UK, it's very likely that it's also going to be huge in Germany and in Switzerland, right? And if you can get ahead of that and you can beat the guy who localizes, or the girl who localizes this product, this service, whatever, this can be a huge stepping stone in your career. So never get lazy in that. Always also analyze your competitors, I feel like, because we are all like, okay, we are a community, but still in a way we are competitors. So if someone does something amazing on LinkedIn, it really motivates me to also go after that, right? Not do the same thing, but put my own spin on it. Tip number 8, focus on premium content, premium clients. That is really where we can shine as humans in an AI future, right? Because no one in their right mind would use AI technology or machine translation tools in very highly premium content that is probably, can risk the reputation of a company, can really damage people, can have impact on, I don't know, from human rights, animal rights. A lot of things come to mind when I think high value premium clients content. That is where you need to focus on. And that doesn't mean you have to now go into medical or legal, not at all. Think of your own specialization and think, what is the top 1% of text that is critical in this specialization, right? So when I think IT, I think, I don't know, maybe security, IT security, cloud server, cloud storage. How can you actually make sure that it's safe? How can you make your clients trust that it's safe? So IT security is a huge market. Do that for yourself, a little exercise. What is your specialization and what is really the high risk content in this specialization? That's where you want to go. Speaking of specialization, number 7, as always, and even more important in the future, specialize. Go very deep, go into a niche. Don't say that you don't accept any other jobs, not at all. You always keep your generalist inbox open, right? I do that too. I do a lot of generalist things, but then in my specialization, I specialize very deeply, very nichely. That gives me, credibility. It positions you as the number one guy in, I don't know, winter sports, motorsports. These are 2 things I really want to go into. Also football, but football is very saturated. There's so many German football translators. So I've noticed that winter sport and motorsport is not really populated yet, and I'm really positioning myself in there. What also came with market research with my second point, right? Number 6, I think we are, business skills. Hone your business skills. It's going to be more important than ever in the future. If you're just a creative that loves doing languages and, like a very artistic type of person, maybe it's going to be better for you in the future to be employed, because I feel like cutthroat business skills are not really a thing in our industry, but it's going to be more important than ever. Being business savvy is essential to manage your freelance career now and in the future. So you have to understand contracts, you have to understand pricing strategies, market share, negotiation strategies. All of these are things that you need if you want to sell a human touch to a company, right? If you just go in there and you say, oh, I'm going to do this translation, blah, 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 and they say, oh, but DeepL does it better. I can't pay you 100% more if your work is only 10% better, right? So you really need to be aware of your added value and then also be aware how you can sell it. So if you are in any way interested in doing some business development, maybe attend a business webinar, a business school, negotiation strategies, how to pitch to a client. All of these things are so important that are often overlooked as a language specialist, because it's like, we don't want to do that. We want to work on the creative stuff, right? But definitely tip number 6, work on your business skills. Tip number 5, as always, networking. That's not a big surprise. I tell this all the time on my channel. That's why you're here as well. And at these festivities, you can network, you can meet new clients, new colleagues that can recommend you later to become clients. There's not much to say. Speak to people in the industry every single day. I do it too, so you should do it too. LinkedIn is the place to be. Get out there and approach people, basically. Next tip, diversification. Diversifying your income is paramount as a translator, as a freelancer in general. I really want to, I said this at the beginning of my YouTube channel, I really only market myself as a translator on LinkedIn because people search for it on there, right? Other than that, I don't really use this term anymore because I'm so much more than that. I'm really building like an ecosystem around this profession about language services. I'm doing a lot of community building as well. I recently heard the term in a YouTube video called passive symbiotic ecosystem, and I really like this term because you can build something like my thing is now freelance translation, right? Now I'm building something around it. I have my business that I actively work on. I have the people I outsource work to and I take a cut. I have my YouTube channel that I run ads on, so I can earn ad revenue. I have sponsorships on the YouTube channel as well. I can do blogging. I can do other social posts that make money. I can create a course in the future maybe. I can do retreats with people, to exchange ideas, etc. I can do content creation around this topic. And then within all of these points, you can diversify even further, right? So in my main business, I diversify as translation, subtitling, proofreading, consulting, culture advisor, mediator, etc. So all of these different passive income streams have then like 6 other subcategories. And of course, this is very hard to like put it into perspective if you are just starting out, but you can definitely, with diversification, you can grow your business into something that is much bigger than you just being a freelancer and earning some money, but you can really grow it into a company. At the moment, I don't want to change my legal status to be able to employ people because I'm exclusively working with other freelancers. And I think that creates a nice dynamic, a nice co-working arrangement without hierarchies. And that's really where I want to go with this. Very, very weird to explain, and you have to really figure this out for yourself. Maybe take an afternoon, write everything down on a piece of paper. What is your core service in the middle? Probably for all of us here, it's languages, freelancing, freelance translation. And then how can you build a passive symbiotic ecosystem around that? Now heading into my top 3 tips. Number 3, embracing technology. You hear it everywhere. Stay up to date with translation technology and tools is the way to go. Not only Trados, MemoQ, SmartLink, SmartCAD, whatever you're using, but also machine translation services, tools, AI tools, generative AI. Really understand what they do, how to use them effectively to your benefit, work alongside them, not against them. Don't completely, like I see it all the time, people still saying, I don't use AI in my workflow. I think this is not going to end well long term, right? So if you adapt now a workflow that can benefit you, that can make you stand out, it's going to be much more beneficial in the future. I already mentioned a few tips before, how you can still position yourself as the person that needs to be approached for a certain niche in high value premium content, right? If you work in these sectors, you will not even encounter the question of machine translation or AI. That just doesn't happen because the risk would be way too big. I encounter it very rarely that people that companies ask for me to use MT or to use AI or do I don't do any post editing, not because I'm opposed to, but just my clients never ask me. One client actually asked me sometimes to do some post editing, and that's fine. I do it. I just view it as a reviewing. I say I charge it by the hour, and and then it's perfectly fine because it takes me as long as it does. If the output is bad, it's bad. Otherwise, it's good, and then it takes much less time. Tip number 2, where we can kind of combat the rise of AI, is cultural awareness, if I could say it. That's going to become more and more important in the future. You really have to hone in on the cultural aspects, phenomena of your source country and of your target country, because so many times when I see AI translated content, it sounds technically really good, right? I can understand some context, but then you see suddenly in the target language something that, okay, this is like based on a historical context, based on something that's trending in the country. You can't do that, right? You can't use this term. You can't say it that way. Maybe this word has certain connotations in Germany and Switzerland. So this sort of language mediator role will become very important in the future. If it really comes to the situation that the transferring of one language to the other is not needed anymore at all, then we will still be needed in a role in the language industry, whether it being language mediator, language optimizer, architect, specialist. I've heard so many things thrown out lately, and I think there is a talk today about future job profiles as well, so I'm not going to go more into that. So make sure you spend a lot of time consuming media from your source and target languages, maybe travel there often, spend a lot of time there, read different registers, read Gen Z, read Gen X, read Gen Alpha things, so you are really aware of who speaks how. And number 1 tip to become a future-proof translator or language specialist, whatever you want to be called, digital marketing, content marketing, it's really the key. You have to, it goes back to this passive symbiotic ecosystem that I mentioned before. You have to build a brand around your business, right? You don't need to show your face on the internet for that like I do. That's reserved to some people that that like that. I mean, I never thought I would like it. I'm still not sure if I like it actually, but I just see the benefits of it. It helps me immensely to create a brand, to create trust, to create credibility, clients approaching me, visibility. My LinkedIn visibility is through the roof since I started with YouTube, right? And all of this leads down the road to leads and to clients. And I mentioned in a video on my channel recently that I do think that the majority of translators that are kind of lingering in the middle ground, not really specializing, just trying to make some money, they will disappear in the future. It is hard to say, but it is my opinion that only the top, let's say 10-20% that really take it serious and are good translators and good business people, business savvy, tech savvy, excited about the future, not scared of it. These are the people that will thrive, because yes, the content is growing immensely every day, more and more content, more and more to be translated, but a lot of that is noise that can be done by machines already now. So for people that are here, that are actually like involved in the community and taking this profession seriously, this is a good thing, right? This means that the competition will diminish while the content is still growing, and we as highly skilled professionals can excel in the content that is needed. I also did this whole exercise for myself, right? Because I also want to go through this list and really like push myself and do more, because I think everyone will have to do more in order to succeed in the future. I hope it will work for you. I'm sure it will work for you. If you're here, you're already working on yourself. That's the most important point. Now I wish you a very happy International Translations Day, and hope you get many more amazing talks. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.